Jim, how much do you feel you learned about the character of your side today?
The character was certainly tested this morning, given the disruption to our preparations, but it wasn't something that I really needed to learn, to be honest, because I think this group have shown great resilience all season to grind out results, and it's a really valuable point, but we are slightly disappointed that we weren't able to hang on to our clean sheet and take all three. But I think it's the first time that Rangers have dropped points in the league here at Ibrox, and it's a really valuable point.
Just give us your thoughts on the performance overall.
I thought the first half was really good. We were able to get a little bit of pressure on the ball higher up the pitch. We spoke about trying to condense the middle of the park, because that's where Rangers want to, play little give and goes in the central areas. We're quite happy for the ball to go wide and defend the box. I thought we'd done that brilliantly for the majority of the game. The second half, I think certainly fatigue played a little bit of a part in us not being able to get up the pitch as high as what we would have liked. I've never seen as many of our players going down with cramp in that second 45 minutes, and I think that is solely due to the fact that they sat on a bus for 4.5 hours today, from 9:30 when they left Tannadice to 2 o'clock when they got to the hotel for pre-match. So the preparation was as bad as it could have been, through no fault of our own, I have to say. We were well aware of the weather situation. That's why we were due to leave at 9:30. Normally a trip that would take 1 hour and 15, we gave ourselves a couple of hours at least, but unfortunately there was 1 or 2 serious accidents on the motorway, which derailed our arrangements. And but it's brilliant that this group of players didn't look for excuses. You find out a lot about yourselves as an individual, and you find out a lot about the group in general when these difficult things happen against you. And there was certainly no excuses on our part today. We came away from Ibrox with a really valuable point.
You talk about wanting to condense the middle of the park and pack it out, make it a bit congested. Is that what inspired the change to the back four?
Look, we started the game at Tannadice with a back three, back five, call it what you want. And didn't work, and after 20 minutes of that game we had to make the change to the back four. So I certainly, albeit we had a fantastic performance with a back three against Ross County in the last league game prior to the international break, sometimes you have to adapt and you have to make changes given the opposition that you're going to play against. So we didn't want to start the game the same way we started at Tannadice, and I thought first half we were really good on the ball at times as well. I thought we showed a lot of composure and we were brave. Scored a fantastic goal, has to be said. We worked the ball really well up the left hand side, good pass back into Vichko in the middle of the pitch, and great delivery. And Sam Dalby looked to have acres of space in the middle of the Rangers penalty area, and it was a really good header, and deservedly I thought we went in at half time leading.
You talk about bravery there, and we saw that in abundance in the closing stages especially. There was a lot of last ditch blocks from the back four, and a few really, really crucial saves from Jack Walton to keep us in it.
Particularly in the second half, the boys had to put their bodies on the line. They had to block shots. There was a goal-mouth scramble, I think with about 5 minutes to go at the end, where there was 3 and 4 guys diving in front of the ball to protect the net. Jack Walton's had to make a couple of really big saves late on in the game as well. There's no getting away from the fact that Rangers completely dominated the second half and penned us back, but I do think a lot of that was down to the fact that we just, the preparation was so poor. The lads were really fatigued, and as I said, sitting on a bus for 4.5 hours before such an important game is not the kind of preparation that you want. But it's a valuable point. It's a really good goal. I think the group are in a really good place. We've still got some key players still to come back, with the likes of Ross Graham and Craig Sibbald and Christian Trabanowski and Ross Docherty obviously missing out today. So there's 4 really key players that we're desperate to get back to try and strengthen the group, because we're going to come into this really busy festive period where it's going to take everybody, and hopefully when that festive period does come around, we'll have the majority of the squad back available.
Yeah, you talk about that festive period there, but we've got a couple of home games now where we can look to target 3 points and put ourselves in a really strong position heading into that.
Yeah, look, we go into every game with the aspirations of trying to win it. We respect the opposition, of course we do, but the next couple of home games coming up are not easy by any stretch. There are no easy games. There's very little between the teams in this league, and the most important thing for me now over the next couple of days is to make sure that those players that put so much into that game recover properly, and we'll look after them to make sure that they've got the energy levels required to go and put on a good performance against St Mirren.
Just finally, it would be remiss not to mention the supporters. They had to brave the conditions as well, and they certainly made their voices heard, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought they were brilliant throughout the game, and obviously at the end there you can hear them singing and enjoying that reaction and interaction with the players. The guys who have came from Dundee will be well aware of how difficult the transport links were to get through to Glasgow, so we're very grateful to them for making that effort, and I'm delighted that they can go back up to Dundee with a really valuable point in the bag.